Some people think they can start a taxi business by hiring drivers right from the beginning. And when they talk to me about that, I tell them that's not going to work for several reasons. And then I go over with them what those reasons are. First of all, I'm actually doing two positions at once. I'm driving the vehicle and I'm taking phone calls and giving out prices. I take my phone calls hands free while I'm driving. But I know the territory, I know the area, I know the distances, and I know my rates. I've lived up in this area most of my life, and anything within an hour and a half drive from where I have, I'm pretty familiar with the roads. And I have my rates set at different towns and at different landmarks along the way. And if something falls in between those landmarks, I can estimate pretty well what the fare should be pretty accurately. And I know where I'm at all times, so I can tell them pretty accurately how long it's going to be before I can get there. Now, if you hire somebody and put them in the driver's seat of the car, first of all, they're not going to be able to field calls, know where the distances are, know where the rates are, and give out accurate pricing. So you're still going to have to do the dispatching either yourself or you're going to have to hire yet another person to do the dispatching. And if you think you're going to hire a driver and a dispatcher right from the beginning, that's a double disaster waiting to happen. Because the dispatcher, who may be familiar with the area and may be able to figure out the rates, isn't going to know where the driver of the car is at to any degree of accuracy. The driver may drop off somebody and decide, they have an errand to run or they want to stop at the store or something and be in some other direction. And meanwhile, the dispatcher tells the customer, yeah, we'll have a car there in 20 minutes. And the driver, is nowhere to be found in 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So the dispatcher calls him up and says, where are you? And he says, well, I went this other way to go to a store and I'm 30 minutes away from, where that customer is. So that's a total of 50 minutes when you told them 20, and every call is going to be like that. It's just going to be disaster upon disaster until you're out of business in no time. So the best way to start a small or micro business is for the owner to be the owner operator and do all of the work themselves until you get a real good feel for the business. Now, after several years of doing it, you may be able to work out a situation where a hired person would make sense. But to start out that way is just not going to work out.